Hello my friend, it's Brando Linick here, and you're searching for how to start a coffee roastery business. It's an awesome question and a really good search. In fact, my story and experience with this goes back over the last couple of years, and gotten around a lot of people who have been in the coffee industry, a lot of people who have started their own coffee houses and brewsteries, and I'll tell you, it's a simple business. It's not all that complicated, not that difficult. The process, like when I'm talking about not complicated, not difficult, I'm saying it's not like analytical, it's not complex, alright? You're not building like a rocket ship. However, the business model itself, when you're looking at starting a coffee roastery business, you're looking at, alright, big places so you can roast the beans. Alright, you're looking at facilities, okay, where you can operate under. You're looking at staff, equipment, supplies, and all this stuff. If you don't have the budget set aside for it, I would advise you, if you're looking at starting a coffee roastery business because you want to be your own boss, you want to start a business because you know it's a simple business and you know that you can make money doing it, if those are similar reasons as to why you're looking at it, I would advise you, before you consider starting one, if you hear me out here for a minute, my story with this goes back over the last year when I transitioned from a traditional brick and mortar business where I was dealing with all that stuff, supplies, equipment, outsourced employees, and sometimes I was paying them more than I was getting paid. In fact, the majority of the time I was, and it was crazy stuff, and I transitioned from that. And I came across a person who was building a business in a way where they didn't have to deal with that overhead, where they didn't have to deal with the equipment that's needed as with, a coffee roastery business where you have to have a facility. You have to make sure that facility can actually hold temperatures in there so that you can roast the beans properly, and not just that, so that you can actually operate and have equipment, staff, and employees functioning properly, and then the monthly expenses that go into that every single month. And because this person wasn't dealing with that overhead that you'd have, alright, with not just a coffee roastery business, but your typical traditional business, it was attractive to me. They're building a business on the internet, right out of their laptop. They had the mobility and leverage to travel around the world, and wherever there's internet connection, alright, wherever there's Wi-Fi, I guess you could say, they were building their business. And because they were doing this with the least amount of overhead, I started to model and copy what they're doing because their profits were really high because they had such low overhead. And in a period of less than 30 weeks, or 30 weeks, I should say 30 days, pardon me, I was able to create a full-time income business working part-time. And those are not average, not typical results. I'm not guaranteeing you the same results. I'm just sharing with you what's possible. And I want to re-emphasize this because if you're looking at starting a coffee roastery business because you really just want to be your own boss, alright, if you want to be your own boss and you want to create a business that creates leverage, time freedom, and flexibility, I'm not saying there's no work. I'm not telling you that you're going to get rich overnight. If you're looking for something like that, not the right video for you. But if you're not afraid of work, alright, if you're not afraid of learning some things, the internet is the best model you can learn how to build a business around, alright? And that way you can also not go out there and, prospect friends and family, bug friends and family, try and build the business. You can actually attract an endless amount of people to you with the right guidance and the right help, which is what I'll emphasize on too, because if you don't have the right help and the right guidance, just like with any business, alright, whether it's offline or online, you're going to be shooting at a brick wall, alright? You're going to be walking down a path you've never taken. You'll be spending money in places where it's not making you back money, alright? You'll be learning things that aren't of benefit to you, and the best thing you can do, connect with someone who's building a business online, who's willing to connect with you, alright? It's what personally worked for me, and it worked for me. It can definitely work for you, alright? And like I said, not telling you that the internet's the only way to go, not telling you that there's some push button software where you can become rich overnight, but the internet is by far the best tool if you're looking at starting a business because you want to be your own boss and create leverage, flexibility, and time freedom. So you're not dealing with that overhead that's associated with a coffee roastery business. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been fun talking with you, and if this made sense to you from a business perspective, pardon me, and you'd like to learn more about how to build a business on the internet, if you're coachable, tradable, and you've got that drive, alright, you're not afraid of putting in work, connect with me on my site. Check it out. It's 123marketingtips.com. I'll put the link down below in the description, and I appreciate you for coming by and checking out this video. I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world. Take care.